So we talked about Sora also last week. You've probably seen some Sora videos. These are like AI generated videos. It seems like making funny AI videos is not generating a lot of money for them, and it costs them a lot of money to make those videos. And people are also not using their app. They just generate the video and take it out and share it on social media somewhere else. So yeah, at the end, they are losing money. And there is this good example that came to my mind, like comparing it to this meme generator. I shared this on the stream before. I think you've used it as well. Let me zoom in on this. This tool doesn't make money. Well, maybe a little bit with ads, but not really. So meme generator, we use it for memes, like on our Discord. We use it all the time. Okay. And what this is essentially, we have some like internal jokes with friends, or like we make fun of a friend, and this is how we do it with a meme. We put each other's heads on characters or write each other's names depending on the situation. And to me, honestly, like Sora 2 today is just that, but animated and like fun. So yes, there is this idea that you can create like advertisement and like movies and like crazy shit with it and theoretically get paid for it. Yes, you can do that, but it's the quality is still not there to be that good in most cases. Yeah, in some cases you could, but in most cases it's not there to do everything that you want reliably. So what people ended up using Sora for is just essentially creating memes. That is a glorified version of meme generator, and it's causing OpenAI to lose. Yes, the meme was a part of it, but we were promised AGI. Like we were promised, cancer treatment. And what we have now is quite literally a bubble. Like I don't know how else to call this if not a bubble. And as you mentioned it earlier in the show, maybe it won't burst. Maybe, or even if it does, maybe the burst is not so huge to take down, the society or like any industry with it. But it's probably going to burst because the way it is now, it's kind of like very funny. Nvidia is giving OpenAI money, and OpenAI using that money to buy chips from Nvidia. Okay, and OpenAI is buying chips from AMD, and AMD is giving OpenAI 10% of their stock. And now we have Oracle somehow that is going to use AMD chips to build something for OpenAI, OpenAI promising to give them money. You see, it's all a self-perpetuating situation where a few companies are, taking the shareholders' money, essentially, because when they talk about it, the value goes up. They are taking that money and they are putting it back in each other. And it's just this loop. And the issue is, who is making money? Like none of the, okay, Nvidia is making money. Nvidia is absolutely making money. But who else is like, Nvidia is not, OpenAI, sorry, is not actually making a lot of money. Oracle, we don't know how the deal will be. But a lot of the focus is on OpenAI releasing something, promising us and releasing it and delivering it. And the idea that if they do, they will make money on it, but they haven't yet. And I'm not saying they will never, but they haven't yet. They are making money, but their costs are significantly more than the amount of money they are making, and they are running really hard trying to get to the point that they can keep the users in, because open source is growing, as we saw with N8N and we see with AI models. There are not a lot of incentives to stay indefinitely with OpenAI. So all I'm saying is, if AGI comes along, if like these agentic things get like truly amazing, OpenAI might not be in the best position to to get money from users, and all we have then is, a bunch of deals, a bunch of chips and warehouses that cost a ton. And then Nvidia in this case is, yes, they are making a lot of money, and it seems like they will continue making a lot of money. But if this is a bubble and if this bursts, Nvidia is going down with it as well, because then people won't buy, like companies won't buy their extremely expensive chips anymore. They won't be able to buy because nobody is paying for their services. And right now, it's just like paying each other, and the share goes up and more money per.
Question
Yeah.
is, why do we care?
Why do we care?
Yeah.
If we are in a bubble and if it bursts, will well a lot will go down with it. In the best case, so I believe it was Jeff Bezos talked about it. We have like two types of bubbles that we could be in. One is like the financial crisis in 2008. If we would have something like this, the whole society will not collapse, but will have challenges. It will have like difficulties with jobs, with money, with everything, right? Day to day life will become difficult, at least for a few years. But another type of bubble we could have is like the dot-com bubble. So the dot-com bubble is the early internet bubble, where there were a lot of we had a lot of startups trying to do something with the internet, and they had not figured out at that time how to make money with it. So they were like internet startups, and investors were pouring money in it, but nobody was making money. Kind of similar to what we have today. We knew for the fact, even at that time, even people who were like pessimistic about it, they knew that the internet and the idea of it is amazing, and we will eventually make money out of it. It's connecting a lot of people and services and companies, but we didn't know how. It's the time before like Google. I don't know if it was before Google, but I'm sure it was before Google making like money. Anyway, so we had this dot-com burst. A lot of companies went down. Essentially, they went to zero. Well, they went to minus. Like they lost all the money that investors put in them, but a few came out of the ashes and rose to the top, such as Amazon. Amazon was one of the survivors who become a giant. Now, you could say, well, even if it's a bubble and it bursts and it's not the end of the world, but actually at that time, a lot of people, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people had difficulty. So it's not going to be easy. That's one reason. Another reason is, again, I'm repeating myself here, but we were promised AGI. I want to see AGI. I don't want to see a bubble. I don't want to see. Honestly, I don't like seeing Sora. Yes, it's fun, and I would use it for meme generation. But I would like to see like true AI agentic shit that can do things, and not this increment that we see here, like this increment improvement that we've been seeing in the past 3 years, that has not been really what we
But
were
maybe
promised.
we're just not looking out for it. I'm sure we can find some very optimistic sounding articles. Like we're just a bunch of kids. I say we're a bunch of kids. We're not really, but like, you know, I bet there's some pretty optimistic looking articles about AI. We talked about the mind password thing. We talked about, like, there's going to be stuff going on
But
out
how
there.
do you
This is
make
just
money with these? Like, we're talking about an industry that costs a lot of money, and we
sure.
we still don't know how to make money with it, because I believe it's like 3% of the U.S. Electricity is going to AI. That is
Yeah, I saw that.
insane. Like the amount of the new deal that I believe, I don't know which company was the new deal that they made to generate energy is like enough energy for 5 million houses. It's the
Yeah, but
investment
we
in it
we
is
say
huge.
the energy thing. I actually watched a Dave. Was it Dave Shapiro or something? he echoed my sentiment. I think the whole economics, economic, I think, no, not economic, ecological impact of AI isn't exactly like, yes, it can power all these houses. That's fine. But how many, like, where is that got? It's probably taken that energy from elsewhere, right? It's not, people aren't driving as much. People aren't spending so much time on whatever it is. Anyway,
Yeah, and there
that's an
are like
unprovable
ways to
argument.
make energy, and it's kind of like a different topic. But I don't know. Are you familiar with the Kardashev? I believe it's called Kardashev
Yeah,
scale.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and we're
Dyson
not
spheres
even
and stuff.
close to level one society civilization, and we want to go there. So I'm actually looking forward to have reason, like proper reasons, to use more energy and build more ways to generate more energy, right? Because it means we, as a society, as civilization, we are advancing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that idea, but I don't want that to be used for Sora to generate toilet salmon Altman
Yeah.
in the toilet videos. That
Let
is
people
fine,
have
but
their
yeah.
fun. Why are you such a
Yeah.
party pooper, Gabaza? Let
Well,
people have their fun.
I will contribute to the fun and will make some videos like those out of my friends
Gotta,
once I get
just gotta
access.
buy, yeah, gotta buy your. How much are they going for on eBay? Did I ask you that?
I don't know. I think I asked Chris if he can find me a deal,
Sora is
or like
invite
a,
only, and people are selling their invites on eBay, which
yeah.
is yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Anyway,
We've both
let's
got a
move
hard
on.
stop. This is part of a larger conversation on my show, Cmd+AI, which we stream live every single week. We discuss the news and all things related to AI in the world of design and web. Catch us next week and join in the banter.